What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be talking to you about 5 pieces of software that will skyrocket your agency. Right, welcome back, guys. So we've talked about how to set up your agency, you know, how to set your pricing, how to find clients, and now you're running a fully fledged agency. So what are the 5 pieces of software that I use within my agency that really help you streamline, automate, or delegate everything within your business to free you up for scaling? So before we jump into it, I just want to say that 80% of you aren't actually following the channel. So if you could, it would mean a lot to me. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, and then obviously drop the video a like. And also drop me a comment below and let me know what software you use in your agency to make a big difference. So jumping straight into it. Now, the first piece of software that I particularly use in my agency is Slack. Now, everything in the agency gets handled within Slack. That's client communications, that's team communications, anything like that really is held within Slack. One, it stops you losing email trails. You get thousands and thousands of email trails, and then also it helps you consolidate everything. So for me, what we do is with each client, what we'll do is we'll set up a whole new Slack channel that's dedicated to them. We'll add in the team members that are applicable to them. So if it's Google Ads, then we'll add in our Google Ads guy. If it's Facebook ads, I'll add in the Facebook team. If it's, you know, content creation, etc., etc., you get the point. So what you want to do is create a channel for each individual client. Make sure that you lock it, because you don't want your clients interlinking and talking to each other and then finding out how much you've charged each client, etc. is probably not a wise idea. But make sure that whoever is needed within that channel in terms of service delivery, and obviously yourself, is available within that channel. The fantastic thing about Slack is actually it has a free service, and you can obviously get the paid service as well. But for what you need, you don't actually need to pay for it. So what used to happen, in order to have these private channels, you would have to pay per client. But looking at the new structure, it looks as though that you can still have your private channels. So obviously, you know, clients can't interlink and intermingle, but you don't actually have to pay for it. However, if you do have to pay for it, I think it's around $6 a month per user. But again, I don't see that being a problem for most of you starting out. So Slack is a fantastic one to get started with, and make sure, like I said, you keep all your communications within there. It's also a fantastic way of sharing, you know, assets, you know, anything like ad copy or ad previews, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, Slack is a fantastic one to get started. Next thing you're going to need is the G Suite. So the G Suite is something that you will get if you buy your domain from Google. So for me, it's eclecticmedia.co.uk. I get my email address and everything through there, but that opens up the entire G Suite for you. So that means that you get Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets. Google Drive is the main hub of your business, effectively. So any shared documents that you need to share with team members can be kept there. Any contracts, agreements that you get signed can be kept on there. Content calendars, all of that sort of stuff per client can be held within your Google Doc, which also reduces the amount of excess on your laptop or your desktop. So obviously you can, I think you get about 15 gigs of data. So you've got, you know, a good amount of space to get started in terms of storing documents, videos, anything like that. Personally, what I started doing when I first started out was recording my sales calls, and then obviously watching them back to see where we go wrong or what we did well, just to analyze it and learn from it. And what I used to do was store them on my Google Drive, because again, it's synonymous around all of your assets. So if I wanted to hop on my phone and pull up a video, pull up a contract, I can do that as long as I'm signed in. Same with the laptop, same with any laptop. Say you're traveling, you don't have your laptop, you have access to everything through your Google Drive via your email address. So Google Suite is a fantastic tool for every member of your team to have access to. Next up, we have HelloSign. Now, this is how we send agreements to our clients, and then obviously get them to do a digital e-signature on those, which is legally binding, and again is a fantastic way to store it. If you want to use the free version, you can. There is also a paid version, which I think is around $20 a month, I think. And then you can add in your own templates and obviously make it a bit synonymous with your brand. But it is possible to use the free service on there just to get started. So HelloSign is a fantastic tool, like I said, to just look a little bit more professional. Obviously sending over PDFs of agreements and stuff is not always ideal, especially if they don't have a PDF writer so that they can actually edit the PDF and add their signature to it. So this is just a great way of making it really, really simple for everyone involved, storing it, it's legally binding, and then obviously getting started with the service. So HelloSign, there are a couple of others as well. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what they are. But yeah, there are alternatives out there, but HelloSign is the one that we use. So once you've signed your client, you've sent them the agreement, you know, you've inducted them into Slack, you're going to want to receive payment. Now, the payment processor that we use the most is Stripe. Obviously, you can get direct bank transfers, which cuts out all fees, which is fantastic. PayPal tends to be a little bit higher in fees. You tend to have to wait longer to receive your money, so Stripe is always the preferred payment processor. I think for EU cards it's 1.4% rates, and then on non-EU cards it's like 2.9% that they charge on, you know, the amount. But overall it's not a drastic amount of money, which is great, because obviously we want to try and keep the margins as high as possible. So Stripe is for free. You can set up as many accounts as you want, link it to your bank account, and I think with Stripe, once you receive payment, it's instantaneous. It takes roughly 4 to 5 days for them to process it, and then I think it takes another 4 to 5 days to get it out. Whereas with PayPal, you're looking at potentially 6 weeks sometimes to get hold of your money. But once you start using the account more, you do have the option to instantly send money to your bank, and I think they charge like a 1% fee on that as well. But once you start hitting a certain threshold, once you're up and around, you know, 100 grand a month, it is possible to negotiate those fees down with Stripe as well. So just keep that in mind when you're using them, because the more you use them, the more leverage you have in terms of negotiating. And lastly, we have Loom. Loom is a fantastic tool for prospecting. As you know, I'm sure you had a look around YouTube, Loom is the preferred route for prospecting. Now, how you go about using Loom is totally up to you. There are many different structures, whether you send the Loom in the initial outreach, or if you request an email first and then send the Loom, if you use an evergreen Loom, or if you create a new Loom for every single prospect that you reach out to. That's totally up to you, but Loom itself is fantastic. If you've seen a couple of my YouTube videos, you will know that I use Loom to record some content for you guys. So it's so super quick and easy to just hit record, you know, scroll through any sort of notes that you have, or share your screen, and obviously show your face at the same time. Showing your face is such a fantastic way of building rapport and just building that level of trust, especially when you're you're doing cold outreach, because they don't know who you are. They have no idea who you are, and getting a cold email can be a little bit suspect in some respects. As you know, there are people out there that take advantage of emails, and they can you know, throw prospects off. So putting a Loom within your outreach is a fantastic way of just bypassing that and creating some confidence in you, and knowing that, one, they're talking to a real person, two, they're talking to a real business, and you can, you know, relay your expertise in your field. But three, it will show that it's not a spammy video if you are doing personalized emails and personalized videos, because it will actually come up within the email like a screenshot of the video, and it obviously, if it's your face, and it will show their website, or, you know, their Instagram, whatever it is you're trying to sell them. So it shows that it is personal to them, so they'll find that a lot more easy to consume, and they'll trust you a whole lot more. So that is it for today, guys. I know it's going to be a really short one, but I just wanted to run through these 5 pieces of software that you guys could use, because these are very, very low cost, and they're also high impact on your business. So that means that you are getting a lot for what you pay. If you pay, you can use the free services as well, like I said, once you're starting out. But let me know in the comments below any softwares that you use, and I will see you in the next one.